Hi, my name is Leanna Lorera, and to say the very least, when I was young, I had nothing. So I have always had this desire to reach my goals and to reach my definition of achievement. I was placed into foster care systems. I was jumping from foster care home to foster care home to foster care until I was finally adopted. So, growing up, as a child, I was used to not having much. So growing up, I thought that was normal. So I would just go with the flow. And when I did want something or I wanted to try something, I just didn't really know how to ask or how to really say. And not that I think, now that I look back at it, I do believe that if I were to speak up, then my parents, would have supported me in that. But I just didn't really know how to communicate myself. And I just didn't really know how to communicate myself. But entering my high school year, I realized that I wanted much more for myself. Um, and I started to find myself. I started to be very active in my high school. I was in club, sports, community service, everything. My senior year, I actually decided to create my own floral business. So I make floral arrangements. So when I was in high school, I would actually out of high school. When I would get out of high school, I would go home and do my homework and then do our flower arrangements and still be active into my schooling. Getting out of high school, I attended college. I would go to college from 8 to 12, and then I would work from 1 to 6. And then from 6 to 9, I would do flower arrangements. And everybody who had bought flower arrangements for me from that time, they understood that those were my timings. And most of them were okay with it because they would work anyways, so they would get around that time anyways. Um, so I just never gave up. I had a busy schedule and I just never ever gave up and I just always kept going, pushing forward. Um, I got pregnant around 2 years ago, and whenever I found out I was pregnant, I still went to work, I still went to school. I never stopped until I had my son. I actually had my son during the summer, so it didn't really affect my college schooling, so I was still able to do that. Starting in August, I went back to school. I didn't stop. During it was actually COVID hit around this time, so during COVID, I still went and I didn't stop. Um, and I have never allowed any reason to stop me. I've had many reasons to stop, and I just don't think that it's ever enough. I feel like everybody has a reason to give up, but I don't necessarily think that that means you actually should. I feel like at some point in time, um, you wanted to be in the situation, so kind of like in a way be thankful that you are here and don't give up just because it feels harder. Um, I actually, a month before I had my son, my mother passed away too. So it was around COVID, and my mother passing away, everything was just so much difficult. Everything was so hard, and I never gave up. I wanted to really hard. I wanted to stop going to school. I wanted to take a break, but that I was just in fear of failing at that point. Somebody I would like to thank will be my dad, for always believing me and always allowing me to like realize that anything is possible as long as you put the work into it. Um, I will always strive and for my dreams and never give up thanks to him. And I feel like he is the one who helped me build my empire and helped me be where I'm at today. He helped me when I felt like he saved me when I was a child, when I felt so helpless, and he raised me to the person I am today. And in my future, I don't ever want to give up until I accomplish my dreams. And although I feel like I will always find a way to better myself. So maybe right now my goal is to be in this point in my life, but I feel like once I am there, I will still find something um, to get better at. And especially, I feel like my future goals now. Um, I I have my son to look after of, and um, I will always desire the best for him. And I never want him to feel the way I did as a child. So I will do anything I can to make sure he doesn't go through what I did. And right now my one of my desires is to get my degree, and I feel like my degree is his future, and I just genuinely feel like without the desire, you can't accomplish much.